Nothing, you've got nothing to justify it. Okay. Like we use our brains, and then as soon as we get to God, everyone just becomes dumb, and just it all breaks apart.
Yeah. But
you see, you can't justify it.
No, I totally agree. If you want to put ourselves on equal ground here, you're talking about the cause of the universe. I've said it's just a nice idea. It's got signposts that say it. What's your idea for the cause of the universe?
Something that has intelligence, who created the laws, something all-powerful, something that has greater energy than the one that we have in this universe.
Doesn't that just get defeated simply by the argument, where did that come from?
No, it doesn't. Because it can always be there, right? Listen. Because if you say who created that, and you keep saying that, you go to infinity and nothing will ever happen.
Yeah. So we're sort of in the same boat, actually.
No, yeah, but I am using common sense and saying that there must have been a cause that caused everything, right?
And you're
saying it's nothing.
And I'm saying it's wrong to use common sense.
Oh, it's wrong to use common sense.
Yeah.
So in your everyday life, you don't use your common sense.
I can't discuss anything with you then.
No. Because it's wrong to use any common sense speaking to you, isn't it?
There's two different things here. If you want to know how to run a society or whatever, use common sense.
Yeah. When it comes to religion,
no. If you want to explain where the universe came from, use mathematics and physics.
And mathematics is not common sense.
1 + 1 = 2 is not common sense.
They're different things,
no, they're not.
They are.
They're not. Common sense and maths go very well together. You have to have common sense to do maths.
You're familiar with the infinite regress problem?
Yes.
Right. So if the universe came into existence, there cannot be infinite causes for the universe, right? There has to be a cause, which is the first cause.
Well, why do you think that applies?
Because it makes sense.
Because it doesn't make sense, something pops into existence, and the explanation is, it just is. Then anyone can explain anything with this. It just is. It's the way it is. The universe came from a flying spaghetti monster. It just is. It came from a green turtle. It just is. All of this explanation, you'd have nothing to counter. You'd say, that is the only explanation that I can offer. It just is. But this is not how science operates. Our mind operates, is it?
No.
Yeah. So why are you now realizing this universe? Something that exists, you somehow want to give it non-existence, no cause for this universe? Is it possibly because if there is a creator for this universe, that means there must be a reason why the universe was created by this creator. That means you must have a purpose in your life, but you want to roam free, totally free and with this liberty to do everything that you do, rather than part of an organized religion. These are these common obstacles that we find when speaking to people who say there is no God, when they themselves admit, when we say there is no God, we have no evidence for it. It's a belief system. And that belief stems from this.
I'll actually totally agree, yeah? That's totally true. You said my wantingness for there to be no God and for it to spring out of existence is my attachment to freedom. I want to be able to walk around and do whatever the hell I like, yeah? But
exactly,
yeah, that's true. But you must agree then, we're still on the same footing, yeah? You can't explain the universe through your ways, which is just, you want to be part of an organized religion with a purpose.
We just said the universe came from something which is possessor of more energy, which makes sense. It came from something rather than nothing. So our position is more rational, sensible, reasonable. Your position is it just is. If you want to say just is a better explanation for everything, you should write a physics paper with this explanation for anything and see whether you can get it just through the peer review process. It never happen in your lifetime or anyone's lifetime unless it's in one of these journals which doesn't need peer reviews.
So what do you reckon there ever will be a physics paper that sort of gets widely accepted as the creation of the universe?
Physics papers discussing about the origin of our cosmos.
Are they?
Or you're not familiar with any of them?
No, I understand the question. Did you say are they?
I'm saying people are talking about the origin of our cosmos, of our universe.
Yeah.
Explanations about whether there's a Big Bang, whether there's a multiplicity of Big Bang and Big Crunches. Yep. And they're talking about it, multi-universes. So people are talking about it in the physics papers and other journals. Are you familiar with Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam?
Yes.
And are you familiar with the book that he brought, the Quran? Have you read it?
A little bit.
Okay. When this book says, did they come from nothingness? أم خلقوا من غير شيء.
No. I asked, would there ever be a physics paper that gets widely accepted in peer-reviewed journals as the correct answer for the origins of the universe?
Big Bang is there in the Quran too.
When we have sufficient enough knowledge to conclude something, people will, put forward and accept it. There are many things in science now that are accepted as what? Facts.
Yeah.
So when something becomes of that nature in our knowledge base, people will accept it.
That's what I mean. So until then, I'll just believe that it came from nothing.
Based on what? Based on nothing to back up with.
No. I've got a little bit of understanding of physics, and I think physics is pointing us in that direction.
No. Physics is grounded on certain principles. Where what? Yeah. The universe is rational.
Yeah.
Rational, right?
Yeah.
That yes, our energy
I agree.
cannot be created or destroyed.
I agree. So what you're saying?
No, you agree and yet then you disagree, saying no, energy can be created. Energy can come from nothing.
Yeah. So
it's not coming from your physics background, does it?
Yeah, it does because of this. So I said physics is pointing us in that direction, and I said,
where is physics pointing to the direction where energy can come from nothingness?
well, one of the ideas is the lack of rules and structure.
Lack of rules and structure is something that you are assuming.
Yes.
Based on what?
That the more we strip away, the more we see weird things happen.
No. You're assuming there was no rules from which our universe came.
Yeah, see.
Based on what? You have nothing to go by.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean.
So assumptions upon assumption upon assumption, and you think that's going to eventually somehow justify your position that the universe came from nothing? Partly on your assumptions?
No, I'm saying physics points us in that direction.
No, physics is not pointing in that direction.
No?
Physics cannot operate unless it is within these rules and boundaries. The physical laws and physical constants constrain us from going into this direction. Do you know of physical constants which are more than accurate, more than 22nd decimal places, how accurate they are? And you're thinking, no, there are no rules beyond our universe. Based on what? This whole universe points to rules, regulations, regularities. And yet somehow you see
Nothing.
You go totally opposite. You go opposite.
Do you know of evolution?
Evolution?
Yeah.
Evolution of the universe?
No, of species, animals.
No, that's much later. We're not going to go, thousands and millions and billions of later what happened. Let's talk about the origin of the cosmos. Because one other thing though, this is something for you to understand. When atheists are confronted to explain their belief, they find a comfort zone in evolution. Because they realize believers don't accept the model of evolution that is presented by the Darwinians, for example, okay? And they somehow point the whole discussion to this evolution. This is just a ploy to somehow redirect the whole discussion at hand, right? Whether I believe in evolution or not evolution, it's not going to solve the problem of the origin of the universe. It's not. So we need to stick to our understanding of the origin of our universe.
The reason why I brought up evolution is you said, look around yourself and look how it's all been handcrafted, yeah? But then I said, no, actually, look at evolution and see how it's been, by happen chance, came into existence.
Chance? Is there such a thing as chance?
Are you asking it like a philosophical statement?
No, there is no such thing as chance. There is no thing as chance.
Well, you're saying
Give me an example of a chance.
if I flip a coin.
If you flip up a coin, and if I tell you every single time it's a head or a tail, would that be chance?
That would be, from my perspective, very odd.
It's not odd, it's because I will show you. If I did, then it's not by chance. If you flip a coin, and the coin is of a certain weight and shape, and of certain metal, right? Certain texture. There is certain humidity and temperature around, wind speed, the height of it as it falls from the ground, the impacts on, the texture of it, right? Gravity, of course. If you have all the factors into equation, you can predict with 100% certainty it will be head or tail, or on one of the sides. So it was not chance at all. It was your ignorance of those factors associated with this.
Steady on. See what I mean by common sense can fail us, yeah? Because that sounds highly rational, doesn't it? But Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, you must all know of this. Heisenberg's uncertainty principle.
Yeah. And what does it mean? If it's uncertain principle means what?
It's inherent randomness within our universe. Inherent randomness within the universe.
This uncertainty principle, that itself is certain that there's uncertainty, right?
No. The uncertainty principle more ties to like.
Are you certain there's uncertainty principle?
No, I'm relatively sure.
So there is a surety that this uncertainty will exist. So it's like a law.
You sort of suggest
It's like a law already. So you're saying this law of uncertainty exists in a particular domain. So there you go. It's a particular law.
Yeah. You sort of hinted that you know a little bit about physics.
No, I'm listening to the argument and trying to understand it from a neutral perspective, and I'm just thinking, where is it making more sense? And trying to be fair to you and to him. And to me, it just sounds like when where your argument sort of comes crashing down is when you say the universe appears from nothing.
Yes.
And then you say, well, that's what physics is pointing to, but physics itself is about laws, and it's scientific. Whereas you saying the universe coming from nothing doesn't move with the laws of physics itself. It's like it's a cop-out situation.
Okay.
Where I'm not saying you are right or wrong, but to me it's what it just sounds like. Trying to take it from trying to be neutral here.
Yeah.
I'm not a physicist, or I don't know much about. Although I'm a Muslim, I don't know much about the argument just doesn't seem strong.
Yeah. Well,
that's all. I mean, it's not like trying to bring you down for the reason, but just trying to understand the argument and see if there's any scientific basis to your argument. And it just seems like it's a bit weak.
Okay.
I don't know if you feel it's weak yourself.
No. I really like the argument because it's so simple, and like I say,
but it doesn't make it right, does it?
No. But it's just very useful, and also it does sort of follow the lines of our current physics. Yeah. So you said physics is about establishing the laws and then following the laws through. But if you ask the question, what happens if you start stripping away the laws? What would happen? What
laws still exist even in quantum mechanical worlds.
Yeah. Okay.
You cannot go beyond your laws. The laws are operating within our universe. That's a given fact.
Yes.
This is a reality. So you cannot postulate from that there are no laws, because that's going totally against what you've observed within this reality, and you're going against it. So basically you want to somehow believe in something, your position, which goes in line with your thinking, that I want to be free, I don't want to be under a religion, I don't want to believe in God, because God means responsibility, God means accountability, God means there might be another world hereafter, there might be heaven and hell. That's maybe the reasons why you don't want to go with the rational explanation, and you are happy with your explanation.
Rational one.
That's the explanation we are giving.
The argument was what he was saying, that there must have been a force with a higher power or more energy than what's in the universe that created it. That's what his argument leads to. Whereas your one is just stops at, well, it came from nothing.
Okay.
So, did you understand that point? I mean.
Yeah,
I understand. Yeah.
You understand that point. So I mean, so despite that, you still believe that it came from nothing. Is that what you stand by, just for the sake of it, or sake of the argument, or is it that you can accept his point of view?
Yeah, I actually think we travel quite a lot of ground. Yeah, that idea that I'm attached to this nothing.
That there is a creator, that there is a possibility that there is a creator, and that in itself is quite a solid argument. Can you not accept that argument?
No. No, I really can't.
You don't believe in it?
No, I can't. I just can't accept that argument. No.
Does it not make any logical sense to you that there is a creator?
Yeah, it makes a lot of.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's like a story.
Like a story, not as a
well, no, I
belief.
mean, there's logic. There's a logical
Evidence.
basis. It's logical to conclude that there is a creator. It is logical to conclude that there is a creator. So why can you not accept that argument, whereas yours is actually quite illogical?
Because the logic of it, you can't use logic is a very rigid system. Yeah. So to explain something like it's just far too simple. You can't just say, oh, the logical correct answer is yes, creator. You're saying it sounds kind of right with the structures that you're using.
Well, it's not it sounds right, it's just more logical.
But
even mathematically, it comes to a conclusion, whether you want to say it's God, but what you can conclude that there is a more powerful force